go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
In Duval, a couple of practices side by side. The Jaguars got out there at 8:30. Florida State at 9:50. So had an opportunity to spend a little bit more than an hour with the Jaguars. Unfortunately, not a lot of teamwork. Not a lot of 11 on 11 and things along those lines with the Jags. I did miss that as I slid next door. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Florida State, their yearly pilgrimage to Duval. Typically, it's on the campus of University of North Florida, but because of Hurricane Debbie and everything after the fact, today it was inside the Flex Field, which is, of course, connected to Daly's Place, and Florida State worked there today. No word about tomorrow as of yet. I just checked. It's nice out right now. It was 93 as I was coming into work, so hopefully, because you can just do much more, outside. And the Flex Field is a wonderful facility. No, it's not on par with the brand new Miller Electric Center, where the Jaguars do practice when there's rain. And for what it's worth, while I was out there today, Jacksonville was working outdoors as well at the Miller Electric Center. But, being in two places at one time is something I've tried many times in my life. It's impossible. Today was the closest thing to taking the Jaguars and then taking the Seminoles. All right, we got a lot to do here over the next couple of hours. First things first, with the Jags, I have quite a few questions, and John Osher did take part in the entire practice today. We're going to catch up with Johnny O coming up here in just a little bit. He's going to take us through everything that I missed and certainly turn our attention to Saturday night. It's preseason game number 1 for the Jaguars. The biggest question has to be, what are you going to do with Trevor Lawrence? He's going to play. Is it a couple of series? Doug Peterson has alluded to the fact it could be a quarter. How much of that changes is if Ezra Cleveland's not playing as your starting left guard? If Anton Harrison is not playing as your starting right tackle? The feeling was Harrison was going to be able to return this morning. He did not. Does he come back tomorrow morning? Even if he does, do you practice him just once and put him out there against KC? He's been in the concussion protocol. Cam Robinson, once again, you just can't trust him. He gets hurt all the time. He's got a shoulder. He returned today. He practiced. That included team drills. That's encouraging. How much do you want him to go coming up on Saturday night? What it comes down to is, after the 5 injuries a year ago, how much do you want Trevor to take on in a preseason game if you have 2, possibly 3 of your offensive line starters not playing in this game? To me, that is the, by far, biggest question about Saturday night with the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs coming into town to take on your Jaguars. Much more on that coming up in just a little bit. I do want to get to the alma mater. I want to get to Florida State, who, and I've tried to condition the brain. I have. And unfortunately, I'm stone sober, because when you want to really change your thought process, I've always been a big fan of supplements of some sort, whether it be alcohol or anything else. But I've been watching a professional football team practice for 2.5 weeks. Now you get a college team. You can't compare the two. Every once in a while, you get some idiot who will say, hey, this Alabama team is so great. I bet that they could beat the worst team in the NFL. It's not even close. Guys on the practice squad in the NFL would be dominant in college, okay? They are the best of the best. And when you watch them practice, they don't make simple mistakes. That still happens with 18 to 21-year-old kids. It's going to happen all across the country, including today at FSU. For starters, Mike Norvell got inside the flex field, and it was freezing. So he shut off the air conditioning. He turned off the fans, that are blowing above and tried to heat up the place. Coaches, particularly down here, even though Florida State's going to open up over in Ireland. I don't know what the temperatures are going to be over in Ireland coming up in a couple of Saturdays, but it seems like whenever you get any type as far as the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of London or Ireland, what do you got? Yeah, I'll tell you what you got. You got no sun, you got rain, and you got cold. So I don't believe that Florida State's going to open up over in Ireland and it's going to be like it is here in Jacksonville or the way it's been over in God's country where it's 90-plus degrees every day. Regardless of that, these coaches want it hot. So Norvell wasn't especially happy about that particular intangible. Remember, his message has been, since he's come here, he wants to make things uncomfortable for his team. New roommates on the road. I guess twin-size dorm room beds. Make it difficult for them. This is all part of the training camp process. And, this isn't a reward. Let's go to an NFL city. Let's bring you to an NFL facility and do all these things. No, this is to try to make them uncomfortable about some of the challenges in camp and also getting them ready for when they go out on the road to play some football games this year. So my guess is if Mother Nature does its part and the field holds up, they'll be at UNF tomorrow. And hopefully that is the case. If I do get something here from Florida State Sports Information while I'm on the air, I will absolutely share that with you as soon as it does come in. Florida State, defense ahead of the offense, okay? This defense has a chance to be outstanding, okay? It is a defensive NFL line. Patrick Payton, very noticeable addition of 12 to 15 pounds, okay? I remember last year, I said it. Some of you criticized me, and that's fine. I can handle it. I said I thought Patrick Payton had a chance to be better than Jared Verse. We'll see what Jared Verse does out in L.A. Jared Verse was phenomenal in his career at Florida State. I think Patrick Payton, with his length and the ability to still add weight, has a chance to be even better. Will you take that bet? That's up to you. Will I be wrong? I don't know. Anyway, nice day for Patrick Payton. On the other side, MJJ, right? Marvin Jones Jr., 2 or 3 quarterback pressures, in my opinion. Also, his ability to really collapse the pocket. It's unfair at this point for me to compare him to Trayvon Walker. Trayvon Walker was the first pick in the NFL draft, but there are some similarities between these two. They were both used in a lot of different roles at Georgia, and they did several different things. Trayvon Walker, as you know, played 3 different positions at Georgia. He wasn't a sick'em, go after the quarterback defensive end. He did a variety of different things, including set the edge and certainly dropped in coverage. We talked to Trayvon Walker, what was it, not this past Saturday? It might have been a week ago Saturday. I know these days run together during camp, but he's no longer going to be asked to drop in coverage, and he loves it. It's not his forte. Marvin Jones Jr. wasn't used the ideal way that a lot of people believe he should be used. Now, I'm not criticizing Georgia. How can you do that? They won consecutive national titles, 29 in a row, and they got as screwed almost as bad as Florida State did, being left out of the 4-team college football playoff. You don't owe an explanation to anything that is Georgia related. But my point on this is those who are true college football fans, and I'm not talking about those who drink 18 Busch Lights and yell and scream, and that's all fun too. I mean, I've been there. That's a hoot. But those who really follow the game and know the game, you're going to see that Florida State's going to use Jones Jr. much differently than the way that Georgia used him. And I think that that's going to be pretty cool to sit back and witness. The interior defensive line, man, it's just name after name after name. Joshua Farmer, right? he said to Lovett a year ago, he said, no, this is my job. I'm taking away your job. I'm making you a two-down defensive lineman, and for the most part, I'm going to take your snaps away because I'm a better football player, right? We saw that last year with Joshua Farmer over Fabian Lovett. Certainly, I want to say the same thing right now on that defensive line about Darrell Jackson. He just looks phenomenal. He hasn't played football in a year. Will there be some rust once the regular season games come along? I don't know. We'll see. But then guys like Daniel Lyons and D.D. Holmes and Grady Kelly, I mean, there's just a lot of depth that Odell Higgins has put together with that interior defensive line. The secondary, just fantastic. I mean, an NFL secondary. Shaheem Brown, star as a safety. Two corners that they absolutely love. And A.Z. Thomas. Fentrell Cypress, kind of up and down since he came over from Virginia. Some younger guys who stood out today. I noticed the 5-star, what the heck is his name? It's on the tip of my tongue right now. I apologize for this. When you're watching 90-some-odd players, sometimes this ends up happening. I think it's Lester. Yeah, it's Charles Lester III. Length. Okay, making plays one-on-one. Someone sent me a report. The number was 13. I didn't have it that high, but I wasn't counting. There was a time in practice today when you had one-on-ones between wide receivers and defensive backs that the DBs shut down the receivers 13 consecutive times. The flip side of that, that's 13 straight incompletions by Florida State offensively. That is your problem, okay? That is your concern. Let's make no bones about it. If we were to play old school football, Florida State can run the ball. Florida State can stop the run. I think this is their biggest offensive line in a decade. I love their backs. I absolutely do. I think Roydell Williams is going to be the bell cow. But for me, it comes down to who is able to make a play at wide receiver. Way too many drops today. Way too much inconsistency today. DJU, a good day. DJU also high on a lot of balls. DJU also missing open wide receivers. Then there are times when a pass is completed or should be completed, Florida State is not able to complete the drill. Okay, the best example of that today is with Kentrell Portier, right? Nice ball. You have to make the grab, and he doesn't. He's unable to hang on to it. I've been saying it forever. These fifth-year seniors, I just don't know what Mike Norvell is going to do here. It's almost becoming a situation where you got to ask yourself, how long is the leash? How many opportunities for Kentrell Portier? How many opportunities for Deuce Spahn? How many opportunities for Darian Williamson until you just say, all right, we appreciate your effort, but it's not going to work today. A big drop today by Darius Williamson. It can't happen. And it is happening right now. There's no doubt the best wide receiver is Malik Benson. And he had an outstanding day. His effort was sensational, but it felt as though he's moving ahead and becoming the leader of that group. And I understand that leadership qualities have changed in college football. There was a time where a transfer portal kid could come in, wait your turn. Now you're relying on these transfer portal kids to come in and not only be your best player, but also be your leaders, right? Who are the leaders right now on this offense? To me, that's a big part of all this. The defense has alphas. The defense has plenty of leaders, and the defense has great players. But if you need a play, who on this offense do you go to? Who is a leader? And Malik Benson is a guy with, 14 career receptions? I'll look it up here during our first break. He appears to have emerged as the best wide receiver of this group. I've heard some wonderful things about the true freshman Elijah Moore. 6'4", big, can run like the wind. I watched him drop 3 balls today. Okay? Do you want a guy dropping 3 balls? Do you want him on the field? And so that's what it comes down to. And they didn't even provide a roster today. They didn't provide a depth chart. I think that's part of the game plan, to kind of have the media scrambling and doing whatever. But I know who the wide receivers are. And I look at their starters right here. This is our lads, okay? Kentrell Portier. No. I mean, he's a 5th-year senior. No. Malik Benson. Okay. Yeah, I just went off on him. Ja'Kai Douglas, slot guy, was instrumental in that victory against Pitt. A fan. Health is always a concern, right? But is he just a guy? Hakeem Williams wasn't even practicing today. Okay? And I didn't ask Mike Norvell. Hell, if I did, he would have shipped me off to Siberia. Darian Williamson. Hell no. Deuce Spawn. Hell no. After his turtle on that kick return against Georgia, I'm surprised they even asked him to come back and play for a senior year. And then you look at these freshmen. Elijah Moore. Lane McCoy. Jaylen Brown, to me, was the second best wide receiver out there today for Florida State. So this is what you have. You have names at wide receiver. You don't have production. You don't have results. This is going to be an incredibly interesting year for Mike Norvell in this offense, and it comes down to this. How do you get the football in your best players' hands? And they're going to be able to run the ball. I have no fear with that. And as a matter of fact, the only way that they're not going to be able to run the ball is if defenses are allowed to cheat, put an extra man in the box, and they're on their toes, and they're leaning downfield or downhill because Florida State really scrambles to get anything done in the air. Okay? That is a possibility. To me, it's all about offensive scheming. For instance, Lawrence Toafili may be their best offensive player. You got to have him on the field all the time. I think Roydell Williams is going to be your running back. I think he's going to be your starter, and he's going to be the guy with the most carries. So is Toafili a guy that you have in the slot? It's not perfect because he's not a wide receiver, but the kid makes plays. He's caught big balls in his career. He's got the ability to be a great teammate, and in a pinch, instead of being the featured tailback, which I still believe is Williams. Don't get me wrong. Toafili's going to get his. But I don't want him coming off the field. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I don't want Toafili coming off the field, and all of a sudden I look up and here comes Deuce Spawn. Or here comes Darius Williams. No. And I know they're more Z guys, but I'm just hypothetically throwing this out there. You got to find a way to offensively scheme and get him the ball. Jalen Lucas, fastest guy on the field. You can hide him. He's like 5'6". Today, and I don't want to give up anything that they're doing offensively out of respect for them not wanting us to talk about the type of plays that they run and what have you. I loved what they were doing with this guy. Finding a way to get him the football. This is going to be such a huge year for Florida State when it comes to out-coaching your opponent. They just showed they can win ugly. They won ugly against Florida. They won ugly against Louisville. They won with defense. They won with finding a way to manage your offense. There's too much inconsistency with their passing game. DJU misses guys. He completed 57% of his passes 1 year ago. Even the highlight film play of the day to Malik Benson, If it was a perfect pass, it would have been just another pass. It wasn't. It was a ball that was real high. It was a miss by your quarterback, and you had to see tremendous athleticism by the wide receiver transfer from Alabama. Remember this. Mike Norvell has won with 3-star players. He's won with transfer portal players, and they weren't transfer portal players who came over here who were already stars. All right, Keon Coleman put up numbers at Michigan State. Braden Fisk put up some numbers. But go back and look at Trey Benson. Go look at Johnny Wilson. Go look at Jared Verse. Go look at all of these transfers and look at what they did before they got at Florida State. Norvell made them better. His coaching staff made them better. Okay? Mike Norvell now is starting to get better football players. Okay? That is very obvious by looking at what this team is doing. They're bringing in more talented players. Is it going to happen right out of the gate with some of these true freshmen? Probably not. Okay, Amari Williams is a guy. Out of all the true freshmen, wow. Amari Williams. To me, he might have been the best of the true freshmen that I actually saw out there earlier this afternoon, or I should say late this morning. But that's the thing that you have to remember. He's starting to get 4 stars now. And he's going to get an occasional 5-star. He's still bringing in transfer portal kids, but he's getting better football players. This is going to have to be a year that Florida State finds the way to dummy things down offensively and just get the football in the hands of Toafili. Get the football to Jalen Lucas. Run the ball. My biggest fear is if Florida State's down by a couple of possessions, does this team have the wherewithal to come from behind if you make them one-dimensional, if you make them a passing offense? Right now I have some serious reservations about that. We shall see. I mean, hey, listen, DJU's got 40 starts. 40. When Bo Nix left Auburn, they're like, yeah, whatever. Bo Nix went on to have the most career starts of any college football quarterback. He had a great career at Oregon. He's now battling to be a starter as a rookie in Denver. I'm not going to say the same thing's going to happen for DJU. But I think we're going to find out fairly early. It's either going to work for this guy or it's not going to work for this guy. I don't ever think it's going to be pretty for DJU. I don't think it's going to be pretty. But I think that this is the key to Florida State. They can beat you in the ditch. They can beat you up at the line of scrimmage. And that secondary, I'm a little concerned about depth at linebacker. Okay, although the kid from Auburn looked pretty good today. I'll say that. He's the one that stood out. Who am I thinking of here? Cam Riley. Yeah, he out of all the linebackers, I thought he had the best day today. Number 18 coming over from the Plains. A little thin there, though, at LB. Certainly compared to an NFL backfield and an NFL defensive line. So, all right, we got a lot to do on that. If you want to join us, you can. 641-1010, best way to do so. On the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. All right, thank you to Shmunez Vision. They get things cranked up for you each and every night right here on the home of the Jags family organization. They focus on personal, high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Talk about that often. 8.5 years ago, just visited with Dr. Neil Shmunez. He said, brother, you got something that needs to be removed from your right eye immediately. He performed surgery the very next day. All right? Never has been a setback. Never has been a problem. Don't let that happen to you. I find, and I'm sure that this is a problem for you and your family, you always seem to push back eye care. It's amazing. Oh, we'll get to it next. Well, let's push it back. No. Why would you do that? Okay? You only have one set of eyes. If you're concerned, set up an appointment today. Just go to Shmunez Vision. You can also check them out on Instagram at Shmunez Vision as well. Get all of the testimonials there. Care you can see, the good folks at Shmunez Vision. All right, we're going to have a lot of fun here over the next couple of hours. A lot to do on Florida State. I have much more. A ton to do on the Jaguars, right? Their work today after an off day on Tuesday. Jacksonville back at it tomorrow morning at the Miller Electric Center. They'll rest on Friday, or at least no media accessibility on Friday. And then, yeah, preseason game number 1. coming up on Saturday night. So we have all that to get into. It's good to have you with us. JJ LaSalva is here. My name is Rick Ballou. This is Into the Night.
Now, a 1010XL Summer Olympic Update. Brought to you by USAPark.net Airport Parking.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games. The U.S. women's basketball team is now 2 wins away from an 8th straight gold medal. Team USA puts away Nigeria 88-74 in the quarterfinals. Asia Wilson with a double-double, 20 points and 11 rebounds. That's now 59 consecutive wins at the Olympics for the Americans. They face Australia in the semifinals on Friday. Team USA men's basketball will battle Nikola Jokic in Serbia in the semifinals tomorrow. Quincy Hall legs out gold in the men's 400 meters, the first American to win that race since LaShawn Merritt in 2008. And the women's golf tournament is underway. France's Celine Boutier rode the support at home to a 7-under-65. She leads by 3 over Ashley Buhai from South Africa. Defending Olympic champion Nelly Korda from the U.S. shot even par 72. She's 7 back. With this Summer Games update, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Yeah, my daughter needs a laptop for college, but I need to watch the budget.
Well, Staples hot deals on tech are backed by a price match guarantee, so our prices won't be beat.
Great. I can't believe my baby's starting college.
She'll do great.
I know.
Oh, let's get you a great deal on a laptop.
Save big on tech for school at Staples. Now get up to $300 off select PCs. And say 24 price match guarantee valid within 14 days of purchase. Exclusions apply. For details, visit staples.com/price match.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey, school's in session, and here's today's lesson. We have hundreds of certified vehicles to choose from, starting as low as $89.99. Plus, they come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile peace of mind warranty and free oil changes. That means you and your soon-to-be drivers will be protected. Plus, every purchase allows us to fund teachers' projects for the entire school year. Your next assignment, get to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Deadline August 31st. We're here to wow you and our teachers.
Jaguars fans, the 2024 NFL season is just around the corner, and we can't wait for you to be back at the bank. Your Jacksonville Jaguars are starting off the preseason going head-to-head with the Kansas City Chiefs Saturday, August 10th. Be at the bank as the Jags take the field. The Jaguars have won it! You won't want to miss a second of the action. Grab your tickets for the 7 p.m. kick by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you there.
Lauren Brooks here from Mayport CNC Fisheries. At my house, we had a feast from Mayport CNC Fisheries with the freshest shrimp around, and it was unbelievable. They also have oysters, scallops, mahi, and so much more. Want to eat like a local? Head to the beach and visit my friends at Mayport CNC Fisheries.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Are the company's Zoom calls getting boring? Might be a good time to order some new logo caps or temporary tattoos. Check them out online at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
The Sunshine State says it all in the nickname. That summer sun in Florida can take its toll on an air conditioning unit and send your electric bill through the roof. Florida Home AC can help you handle the heat with a brand new AC unit with low monthly payments and over $3,000 in federal tax credits on select systems. So this summer, don't sweat it out. Cool off with Florida Home AC, the official AC company of the Jaguars. Call them today, 777-4300, and check out their tremendous savings on a brand new AC system.
It's all about the beautiful game. The Sporting Jack Soccer Hour. From national teams to youth soccer on the First Coast. Join Cole Pepper, Mauricio Ruiz, and Becky Burley for Soccer Talk. Monday evenings on 10:10 a.m.
Craving a cold one? Well, zip into one of the great gate locations you see all over town and pick up a cold Bud Light, or a Natty, or an Ultra. Maybe a 12-pack of the King of Beers, or some cold Coronas. It's all happening at your local gate convenience store. Slide on in today.
Hey there, weekend warriors. It's Matt Hayes. Sick of that slice? Tired of those 3-putts? What if I told you your handicap isn't about your swing, it's about your weight? Why not take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with the Waco 180? We're talking 10 strokes off by August, getting your tour card by September, winning your first major. Year 1. Think about it. Fame, fortune, and most important, winning $5 off your buddy because you, sir, are closest to the pin. Taking strokes off your game is just about 40 pounds away at Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken 180 does not guarantee an immediate 10 strokes off your score, receiving a tour card, or the ability to control the weather. Individual results may vary. Your newfound athleticism might cause jealousy among your foursome, leading to accusations of steroid use. Awaken is not responsible for defending your honor in the clubhouse. Awaken 180 cannot guarantee that your newfound golf prowess will lead to a sponsorship deal, but we can't not guarantee it either. Awaken 180 is not responsible for any dramatic fist pumps or unsolicited golf tips you give to strangers. Awaken 180 does not offer refunds for any lost wagers made on your improved golf game. Bet wisely, my friend. Strokes off your game by dropping pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Family owned and managed for 20 years, Hidden Hills Golf Club boasts a unique and welcoming golfing atmosphere. Visit us at hiddenhillsgc.com to book your next round on our Arnold Palmer signature course. You'll be glad you did.
This patriotic chant mirrors the enthusiastic efforts our American athletes have dedicated to their quest for a gold medal at this summer's Olympics in Paris. USAPark.net Airport Parking is your safe and secure parking for when you fly out of JIA. No matter where you're going, whether you're traveling to the Olympics to support our athletes or just visiting Grandma, remember to park at USAPark.net.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
John Osher coming up in 25 minutes. Everything on the Jaguars from Johnny O. Every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Looking forward to that. All right, practice will be at UNF tomorrow. So that has now formally been announced. Apparently they're going through a walkthrough right now, and they'll be out there tomorrow. So that is good news. I'm not a fan of practicing indoors. I understand why you do it. The last thing you want is guys ripping up ankles and knees because we've had a ton of rain around here. Again, if you think about it, why would Mike Norvell travel all this way down I-10 just to practice indoors when you have an indoor facility in God's country? Well, he's explained that reason. He is trying to rattle his team a little bit, trying to make them uncomfortable. The friendly confines of camp. This puts a little bit of a bump into that process. And I actually think it's an interesting move that Mike Norvell has made with this team. So tomorrow morning, it will be at the campus of UNF, Florida State's practice. Tonight's show brought to you by Thermal Engineers. All right, they're a commercial HVAC contractor serving North Florida for more than 20 years. They're hiring qualified technicians and installers. How does this sound? Top pay, 401k, full benefits, and a signing bonus. Let me say that again. Top pay, 401k, full benefits, and a signing bonus for qualified technicians and installers. Just go to Thermal Engineers, Inc. Give them a call at 230-1172. Equal opportunity employer is Thermal Engineers. My good buddy Eric Neal has been in the HVAC business for more than 20 years. He left the company he was with Not because he was unhappy with that company, simply because Thermal Engineers is way too good of an opportunity to pass up. Okay? Family atmosphere, and in the business of commercial HVAC contracting, why would you look anywhere else? Okay? 401k, benefits, top pay, and a signing bonus. Go to Thermal Engineers, Inc. for all of the details. JJ LaSelva.
Hello.
Your Canes, man. I saw that they had 3 players put on the
injured list?
The Freddie Biletnikoff preseason award today. Samuel Brown, Jacoby George, and obviously Restrepo. So here I am panicking a little bit about Florida State finding a wide receiver. Miami has what they believe is the best quarterback in the conference, 3 of the top wide receivers in the conference, and also from the West Coast, they got maybe the top running back transfer in the conference.
And they had a few defensive tackle, defensive lineman transfers this year, one from Michigan State that's supposed to be a freak. Of course, Bain's coming back. So the D-line's supposed to be strapped again. On paper, the Canes are really strong. But they don't play games on paper, and the Canes always get this preseason hype. Well, not always, but it's happened a lot over the last 15 years. And they lay an egg usually every single year. But this is the first time, I guess we saw with Van Dyke, there was a lot of preseason hype after his first season as a starter. But nothing, in my opinion, like this Cam Ward hype. I mean, this is supposed to be the best quarterback Miami's had in a really long time. So if that doesn't happen, I will be very disappointed just because of everything we've heard this offseason.
Wonder if they had to hit the ultimate low before they started building it up again. And that's, I think to some extent, I think of Florida State and Mike Norvell sitting in a bar I was either in Dallas or Houston, and watching them not play prevent defense and lose to Jacksonville State. Right. And you're like, it doesn't get any lower than this. And then last year, not taking the knee and losing to Georgia Tech. I almost wonder if that has to happen, because that's 2 prime examples with these 2 schools. Now, Florida State is absolutely on the come. They're preseason top 10. They have one huge gaping hole at wide receiver. But outside of that, I think this is a really good football team. Almost feels like Miami. And I'll say this, Miami's schedule, I think if they just play to their potential, there's 10 wins automatically, and then we'll see about those 2 other games.
Yeah, maybe but they always seem to trip up against like the Virginia or somebody, a couple weird teams in there that you never expect them to lose to. I would be so happy with 10 wins. I would take that right now. But yeah, this Florida game just means so much, man. Like, it's hard for me to even think about the rest of the season because of that Florida game. I think anything could happen. I wouldn't be surprised by a Florida blowout. I guess I would be sort of a little surprised if Florida gets blown out, but anything could happen in that game.
Oh, yeah.
And from there, the season starts. Miami could still win the ACC, beat Florida State, and do all these big things, even losing to Florida. But I don't think so. I think if they lose to Florida, man, it's going to be rough.
Get a bunch of questions in early on, 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. A lot on Florida State after I basically opened with them. Quite a few on the tight ends. Asked me about the tight end group. Someone asked me as well about Morlock. Okay, Kyle Morlock. Listen, I like Kyle Morlock. I just think he's really slow. I think he's a good safety valve. Feels like just about every time he caught the ball, it was a first down. I like him. But I don't know what they're going to be able to do after him at tight end, although that's kind of the point. And it's all about winning the game that you play next, because even when they were winning last year, and JJ, you remember this, all year I was like, damn, if it's not Johnny Wilson or Keon Coleman, and it's not who's the wide receiver? Bell. If it wasn't him, they're not going anyone else. Now, all of a sudden, here it is a year later, and I'm really concerned about these wide receivers because they were never involved in the game plan, except for maybe Ja'Kai Douglas in that matchup against Pitt. If you needed a play, you knew the ball was going to Keon Coleman or Jaheim Bell, or it was going to Johnny Wilson, okay? I mean, Trey Benson. All these guys are in the NFL, right? I don't know who they can trust right now at tight end after Kyle Morlock. Again, the Amari Williams kid, who's a guy who could be an end, both offensively and defensively. He looked to me like he has a chance to be a really good football player. Jackson West, I don't know. I didn't even see Landon Thomas out there. Okay, I don't know. I haven't seen or heard anything about him. I mean, he was supposed to be the second coming, but I didn't even see him on the football field today. Brian Courtney, just, linebacker now, he's kind of a guy. So the answer to your question about the tight end group, I think it's going to be live and die with Kyle Morlock. That's going to be what they're going to do. And as I said at the opening, instead of being worried about that, find a way to get the football to Lawrence Toafili. Have Roydale Williams as your one back. Have Toafili in as a slot, right? Get your best 11 on the field. If you go to 4 wide receiver sets, and you're trying to tell me that it's going to be, Benson, Portier, Darian Williamson, and Jaylen Brown, well, in my mind, 2 of the 4 already can't make a play if you throw them the ball. Portier's not going to make a play. Williamson's not going to make a play. They didn't make plays today in practice. They don't make plays. So instead of that, why not put Jalen Lucas on one side as a slot? And why not put Lawrence Toafili on the other side as a slot? And then line out Benson and line out, all right, Elijah Moore had 3 drops today. It was a bad day for a true freshman. I'm not giving up on him. He had a bad day. We all have bad days. Or, put Ja'Kai Douglas, I guess, as your true slot. Maybe have Douglas in as a slot on one side and have Toafili on the other. That's why this is going to be so incredibly important. You've got to out-scheme your opponent. And no one wants to hear this is a bridge year. No one wants to hear that this is a developing year for next year, because Florida State can win this year. Florida State can win the Atlantic Coast Conference this year. They can get into the college football playoff this year. But how many times are you going to waste reps where you could be building up younger guys and getting them ready by putting these fifth-year seniors out there who are not going to make a play? I hate to say it that way, but I really feel that way about those 3 redshirt senior wide receivers. I mean, please, anyone. 641-1010 on the text line. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Make me a believer in Deuce Spawn. Make me a believer in Darian Williamson. Make me a believer in Kentron Portier. Please. I'm here for it. I mean, I'd rather play Hakeem Williams, who didn't even practice today. I would. I'd rather play Elijah Moore, who dropped 3 balls today. Line up Jalen Lucas. Line up Lawrence Toafili. Get the ball to your playmakers. Don't force it on these fifth-year seniors who are incredibly inconsistent. It's not personal. Okay, it's not. It's nowhere near personal. DJU doesn't throw the perfect ball. He's not on the numbers. You're going to have to be a good wide receiver. You're going to have to use your athleticism. You're going to have to be able to go up and get balls, high point balls, contested balls. You're going to have strong hands. You're going to have to be able to run sharp, crisp, disciplined routes. When you're an inconsistent wide receiver, Ugh, my gosh, man. I mean, this ball to Williamson today was right over the middle. Right over the safety, right over the linebacker, right in front of the safety. It was a good ball by DJU. You have to make the grab. And Williamson just drops it. You know, I mean, I know we're in an era where everyone gets a trophy and everyone gets a pat in the back. Sooner or later, you just got to say, listen, run with the scout team. Too many opportunities for you. Too many mistakes for you. Portier as well. Mike Norvell's screaming, finish the play, runs the route, sideline. Make the grab. Some toe drag swag. Make the play. He couldn't finish the play. That's my point, ladies and gentlemen. That's my point. These kids can't make the play. I wouldn't play him. I'd play someone else. All right, we got much more to do with you tonight up until 8 o'clock. John Osher getting set to join us. He will do so coming up in 15 minutes.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
It's storm season, and JEA is committed to keeping you informed. In the event of a storm, we'll text and email you about the status of your services. We use Facebook and Twitter to post real-time updates. Our live outage map on JEA.com lets you track restoration progress. And as crews work to restore services, our storm outreach team will be in local neighborhoods to answer your questions. Because as your community utility, JEA is here to keep you safe and connected. Your community, your utility.
15,000 workers. I'm Brian Rose from Remedy Staffing. We survey 15,000 blue-collar workers each year to better understand what drives quality and dependability in our workforce. The survey shows when looking for a new job, the initial pay rate, job security, and safety while working are the most important factors for hourly workers. If you're an employer and would like to learn more about the voice of the blue-collar worker, please call us at 904-528-1933.
Ballou for Shinatri Chiropractic. They've helped me get rid of my headaches and pain in my neck and back. Are you suffering from an auto accident? What about TMJ pain? Headaches associated with jaw clenching, grinding of the teeth, or stress-related disorders? Shinatri Chiropractic has a physical therapist on staff for rehabilitation, quality chiropractic care, dry needling, massage, and acupuncture. Call 743-6700 or go to ShinatriDC.com.
Hey, sports fans, this is Hayes Carlyon from MyBookie. Look, we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. I love the live casino. The roulette is awesome. It's so easy and so much fun. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin, just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL, and a revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. So sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win. Only with MyBookie.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 7, 2007, San Francisco Giants slugger Barry Bonds hits his 756th career home run, breaking Hank Aaron's MLB record. Before termites attack your home or business and cause costly damage, Terminix it. At Terminix, we know how to stop termites. These destructive pests have been around for millions of years, but before they show up, so do we. And their time is up. Don't live with a termite problem? Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com. Terminix it.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Hon, what do you say we go to the supermarket today?
Again? Weren't we just there yesterday?
Well, yeah, but it's just so nice and cool in there.
Why don't we just get our air conditioning fixed?
Can we afford it?
We can with Duck Duck Air Conditioning. They offer financing.
Oh, cool.
Yes, it will be.
Beat the Florida heat with Duck Duck Air Conditioning. Jacksonville area's AC experts. Repairs to new installations. Trust the Duck to keep your cooling costs low. DuckDuckAC.com.
This is Dr. Turner Vossler, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Rookie wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. talked about the versatile role he will be used in during his rookie season.
It's very real, just being able to play all 3 positions, being able to play inside, outside, and just do it all. They move you around, try to get the best look for you, get the best matchup for you. So I would say it's very challenging, but just coming out here and doing it each and every day, you'll get better. You get better.
We could see Thomas Jr. line up in many different positions throughout the year. He has proven to be a wide receiver who can get open, going for 1,177 yards and 7 touchdowns at LSU last year. Versatility will be a key factor of success for the wide receiver trio this season. I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, bad news for the Texas Longhorns, who are now in the SEC, for those of you who may have forgotten. C.J. Baxter, their number 2 rusher. He's only a sophomore, ladies and gentlemen, out of Orlando. Huge year as a freshman. 659 yards rushing. Also caught 24 balls for 156 yards. So, 900 yards worth of offense as a true freshman. 5 touchdowns, gone for the year with a knee. So that is a big blow. And we see it in the NFL. We see it in big-time college football. Guys go down, season-ending knee surgery for C.J. Baxter. He was a number 30 overall recruit back in 2023. So played as a true freshman and out during his sophomore season. Don't know who had that report. Someone texted me on it. I did watch it earlier today, but I am blown away. Unofficially, 13 consecutive wide receiver against defensive back one-on-ones. 13 consecutive incomplete passes. PBUs, INTs, non-receptions. And I want to brag about this secondary. I have been bragging about this, but 13 in a row? I mean, we're talking one-on-one. The wide receiver quarterback combination knows where the ball is going. The DB does not. 13 in a row. So, yeah, I kind of wish it was 1950 and there were leather helmets and they were going to play this game in the ditch. And it was going to be 1st and 10, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 3, first down. Because I think Florida State right now has a defense that is going to rival anyone in the country. I think it's one of the top defenses in the country. I think their offensive line is as big as it's been since they won a national title. I think they can run the football. I have major concerns about them passing. Major concerns. Let's get ready for our second hour. Let's do that. Let's bring in John Osher. Much more on Florida State. They are practicing tomorrow at UNF, their second day in Jacksonville. Let's begin, though, with the Jaguars. After an off day on Tuesday, back at it this morning. John Osher of Jaguars.com. He joins us next on Into the Night.
Want more Jags? Subscribe to the 1010XL Jaguars YouTube channel. Looking for more in-depth coverage of the Gators? Subscribe to the 1010XL Gators YouTube channel. Need your FSU fix? Well, subscribe to the 1010XL Seminoles YouTube channel. Your favorite team, one specific location.
Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey, school's in session, and here's today's lesson. We have hundreds of new vehicles. Camrys starting at $329 a month. RAV4s for $349 a month. Tundras as low as $499 a month. And they all come with a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. That means you and your soon-to-be drivers will be protected for the next 20 years. Plus, every purchase will help fund a teacher's project in our schools. Your next assignment, get to Beaver Toyota St. Augustine. Deadline August 31st. We're here to wow you and our teachers.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gate store anywhere around Duval and make yours a dandy, and do it today.
Daytona always brings the drama.
Everything's on the line. The risk will be higher.
3 wide.
Look how insane this is.
Gunning to keep playoff hopes alive. It's now or never.
It's the most stressful night of racing that you'll ever go through.
For an unforgettable weekend of family fun, high wattage star power, and a front row seat full of fireworks. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Vegas, baby. This is Taylor Dahl from Helmets and Heels, and we're sending one lucky listener to Circa Resort and Casino this December. Win a free 3-night stay with $200 food and beverage credit, plus a daybed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive 143-foot screen at Circa, you'll huddle up with the Heels at the Overhang Bar for our pregame tailgates on Friday with drink specials and giveaways. For a chance to win this all-in package to Circa with Helmets and Heels, enter at 1010XL.com/Vegas.
And if you've already booked your flight to Vegas for the big game and are still searching for accommodations, Circa Resort and Casino has a special rate just for Jacksonville fans. Mia here, and for just $500, get a 3-night stay at Circa, $200 in food and beverage credit, plus a day bed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive screen, it's the world's largest hot tub party. The all-in package is only available till August 30th, so act now. Book and join the Heels in Vegas. Visit CircaLasVegas.com today.
Divorce, menonly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to divorcemenonly.com. Divorcemenonly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
AC replacement? If your AC unit is ready to go kaput, then it's time to call Florida Home AC. With over $3,000 in tax credits waiting for you on select systems, take advantage of it. Call 877-4300. Get Florida Home AC to cool you off.
Here's Ben and John Lupo, owners of Beards Diamonds.
What's funny, my dad has sold people engagement rings, and now I'm selling their kids engagement rings and anniversary gifts and birthday gifts.
We're blessed with the relationships we've built over the years.
Check out our full inventory at beardsdiamonds.com.
Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center.
I-9 Sports wants to make sure kids all over the First Coast can enjoy growing up on a field or in a gym. And right now, fall and winter registration is open. Find out what I-9 Sports offers across Duval, Clay, and St. John's. I9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician, Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Rotator cuff tears are the most common overhead injuries I see. In order to avoid shoulder issues, make sure not to overload the front of the shoulder while also focusing on developing good scapular strength and maintaining flexibility in your lats. Proper hydration, nutrition, and supplementation are also crucial to joint and muscle health. Go Jag.
When the sun goes down, you might think a golf course shuts down, but not at the Golf Club of Southampton. Join the gang every Thursday night for trivia with Brooke and Jason, and everybody's favorite night, Friday night on the patio, featuring local musicians, food, and drink. It's all at the Golf Club of Southampton. Great golf. You've come to expect that. But don't forget, when night falls, the fun doesn't stop. Trivia every Thursday night and Southampton's live music patio session Fridays. Call 287-PLAY to make a tee time and the good time.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Anytime I need to send flowers for any reason to anybody, there's no choice for me but Kuhn Flowers. This is 1010XL's Frank Frangie, and I've used Kuhn Flowers dozens of times over the years. Make Kuhn Flowers your choice for when you need to send a floral arrangement.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about letting things roll off of your back. So often we can make big deals out of things that are not really big deals. We can allow them to steal the joy of our day. But let me remind you that don't allow anyone or anything to steal the joy of today. Go out today not letting little things steal the big things that God has in store for you.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it.
All right, John Osher's our guest every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. SeniorRiderJaguars.com. Johnny O, always a pleasure.
Rick, how are you? 2 days away from some real stuff. Or
Yeah.
3 days away. 3 days away.
It's going to be here before you know it. And today was an interesting one for me. Took in practice early for the Jags, then slid next door to watch Florida State. So I missed the team activity, unfortunately, today. But my understanding, it was a good one for the passing offense, including some deep balls to the rookie Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, I was able to catch most of it before I headed over to Jaguars today. But, Brian Thomas Jr. had a nice catch. May have been able to catch it on his first attempt at it. Juggled it a bit, but made a nice reaction catch to it. Had a chance for another one, and then Antonio Johnson made a play. Just made a play on it. I thought the most impressive play was, yes, Brian Thomas's were impressive, but Trevor had a really nice pass out, not into the flat, sort of down the sideline to Gabe Davis that took some real timing. It was a pass over the defender's shoulder. Gabe Davis went up, made a nice little leaping catch to get his feet down. I don't want to overplay it, but it was a moment where you said, okay, maybe there's some chemistry there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that takes a while. You saw a glimpse of what Gabe Davis. It was just a big strong catch, if you will. Gabe Davis is a strong guy. He looked powerful going up. Again, not to overplay it, but it was one of those moments where you think, okay, well, that's what that can be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what it can bring you. In addition to the deep ball, nice play on the sidelines. Zay did it a lot for him. Gabe Davis seemed to have a little bit of an element of that. So I actually got a letter from somebody today, an email, talking about, hey, I'm really, really concerned about the offense. Clearly the offense is not doing very well. I haven't gotten that impression in the last couple of weeks, Rick. I think the offense is sort of coming along at a reasonable pace, and I feel okay about the chemistry and what I'm seeing out there. I don't know about you.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. I mean, it started somewhat slow, but at that particular time, because I caught up recently with Gabe Davis after a practice, and he wasn't even involved at that time with team drills. He was doing some individual stuff, and they slowly worked him in. And, we kind of talked about Brian Thomas Jr., some drops in his first couple of days, but he's certainly gotten better. Yeah, I think the arrow absolutely is pointing upward compared to, let's say, the first 4 practices, including that first Saturday, which was just a real bad one for him. It's gotten better since then.
Yeah, and I guess I'm okay with it not being spectacular, right? I mean, I don't know that if there's been any day where I've really thought, oh, my goodness, it's the best day of practice I've ever seen. But you've certainly seen consistency, no interceptions from Trevor most days. I think he's had one that I remember, and it was one that Cisco got him when Cisco was getting everybody on Monday. So it hasn't felt like incredible, but it's felt like you've gotten the feeling that they're making progress, being consistent, doing the things they want, working on it. Hasn't looked bad. So I guess the whole panic of the first 4 days just seems so far away that it felt workmanlike, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
A long, slow way of getting at that, but it felt workmanlike, like they know what they're doing and know what they want to work on. And I keep going back to this. When you talk to Christian and Evan Ingram and some veterans, that's sort of the feeling you get from them is, hey, we know what we're doing. We know what we need to get accomplished. We've been together for 2 or 3 years now. We've got this. We're going to get it done during training camp and be ready for this thing.
Saturday night in Jacksonville, Kansas City is here. They'll take on the Jacksonville Jaguars preseason game number 1. We'll have it all for you right here on 1010 on the AM, 92.5 on the FM. John Osher, of course, is the senior writer for Jaguars.com. Okay, I don't know the significance of these 3 injuries on the offensive line. I know that Cam did return today to some team activity as well. What is your thought on Saturday night when it comes to Cam, when it comes to Ezra, when it comes to Anton? Do you play him? Do you not play him? Are you in the middle there? What's going on?
Well, I think Anton, that always takes care of itself. If he clears protocol, then he has a chance. If not, you don't play him. I wouldn't necessarily worry about playing Anton for 2 series coming back after not being out there for a couple of weeks or for, a week and a half or so. He, to me, is an ascending player. He's going to keep ascending at his own pace, whether he plays in one preseason game or not. For continuity's sake, this is how I think Doug sees it. If they get back, I think Doug values these 2 preseason practices next week much more than most people on the outside do. I would say he would err on the side of, you know what, let's not play Ezra. Let's not play Anton. Cam's back, it looks like, so maybe play Cam. Let's get these guys healthy so we can have a good 2 days against the Bucs. Because that's when they've really gone. And Doug puts a lot of credence in being able to get good work because it's controlled work, and it's the kind of work that they can judge because they know what they're trying to do. I would think he errs on the side of being ready for that, especially with Ezra and with Anton. And they're going to need those reps. If they get 2 practices and a 3rd preseason game, I think Doug would tell you he's fine with that. So I think you gear toward that with the idea injuries happen. You can't always control.
No, you can't. And, depending on what happens with those 3 offensive linemen, how much does that change their feeling with Trevor, if at all? And if they do play him the same amount, even though they're not in there, do they? And I know it's hard to say it this way, but do they not allow him to sit in the pocket and read his progressions? And instead, it's, hey, you're getting rid of it with your primary receiver because we don't want you getting hit. Or I don't know. Do you even not tell him that in the preseason? Again, I don't know what they say to the quarterback.
I think you do. I think you can. And I forget who made reference to that. I may be misinterpreting this, but it feels like either Doug or Press was talking about relatively that issue of, hey, we can control what we're going to call. And certainly if you're wanting to get him 2 reps of work, two series, 15 plays, you can make sure in the preseason that you're calling plays that don't expose him to hits. You can say, okay, look, we're not going to take 7-step drops on 3rd and 8 in this situation. We're going to drop them, roll them, 1, 2, 3-step drop, 5-step drop, get the ball out of your hand. Not every pass drop and pass play is created equal. If you're 3rd and 7 and 3rd and 12, I don't think you're going to see behind an offensive line you consider shaky a 7-step drop where you're trying to get the ball 25 yards downfield and have to wait to get hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they can control that. I still think you'll play. I don't think you pull Trevor Lawrence because a couple of linemen are out.
Yeah.
I think you'd be smart and not call plays into the teeth of a blitz if Chris Jones happens to be playing, right? So, I think you want to be smart about it, but still get him the reps.
Even though it's, another year of only 3 preseason games, it's still not the perfect set of circumstances the way it was when you had 4. You kind of knew the blueprint then.
Sure.
They're still trying to figure this out, in its infancy of 3 preseason games. All right, what is John Osher looking for on Saturday night?
Well, I think you'd like to see, and again, I hope to have my story written by halftime so I can get out of it.
Yeah.
But I think what you want to see, don't be concerned so much about, small plays, meaning, okay, they went 3 and out. Oh, my goodness, it's awful. I think you want to see one of the drives extended. You want to see some first downs. You want to see a little bit of cohesion on the offensive line, bearing in mind that you're not going to see a full finished product on the offensive line until week 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch Morse said a great thing this week when he was talking about, hey, you just can't practice short yardage and violence in training camp enough anymore to really be ready. I mean, it's just the reality of it. So I think you couch your expectations with the offensive line. Primarily, I think you want to see a defense that feels like it's playing fast under Ryan Nielsen. If you feel like they're not hesitating, if they're all over the field, if you see Devin Lloyd charging and not hesitating, if you see the defensive back playing aggressive and looking like they know what they're doing, that's the biggest guidepost of this game.
Yeah.
Now, they're also playing Patrick Mahomes. So, so I don't know that I'd put everything in it. But I think the defense wants to feel like, okay, we get what he wants. We're going to play how we're expected to play. And to me, I'll be in the locker room Saturday asking defensive players, hey, did you like what you felt out there early? Did you feel like you knew what you were doing? I'm sure they'll say yes, and you hope that's the honest answer. But I think that, offensive continuity is so tough in the preseason because the running game doesn't always work because you don't have those reps yet.
Yeah.
So it's dangerous to judge that, but I think you can judge speed and confidence on defense.
Hey, leave us with this. Both teams now, the kick game. I mean, what are we expecting here? Is a safety going to come out and kick off? Are teams going to leave 2 almost like free safeties at the line of scrimmage? Because if you break that wall, I mean, you got 80 yards of green grass. It's going to be really intriguing to see how these teams handle this new kick rule.
I think they may settle on something like what you're talking about. I mean, I don't think you're going to see it on Saturday, no matter what. You're not going to see the bells and whistles and any conspiracies or any great game planning on Saturday because they don't want to give anything away. But it does feel like you touched on something that you might see, meaning does this thing over time get set up to where it's more looking like a defense rather than a kickoff return team on kickoffs, meaning, okay, we're going to put these guys up there, but make sure we have guys that can drop back and play a safety position. Play it so that if there's a breakout, it doesn't cost us. So you might see the defense at least trying to set up rather than 10 across, in theory, more trying to get a 7-4 front, if you will. I'm not sure how that'll look eventually, but you could see that trying to happen because it's like you said, you don't want to play goal line in this situation.
No.
You don't have a goal line defense. So I think you might see something like that. I don't know yet about the kickoff. I have to apologize to one of my readers. They asked me 2 or 3 months ago, hey, do you think you'll see like a linebacker kicking off? And I was like, it's stupid. Well, I'm the one that's stupid because I think teams may gear toward that. But I think what you're going to see is a lot of it's going to be 4 or 5 weeks before the league comes up with league sync on this, before there's best practices, before there's a standard way to do it. I think you'll see some weirdness the first month. And, I'm all in. I'm all in on some weirdness, Rick.
Let's go with it. Yeah, we'll see it on we'll see it on Saturday night. Hey, make sure you get everything from John Osher and his staff. Just go to jaguars.com. Johnny O, always a lot of fun. Sadly, I'll miss you tomorrow. I'll be over at UNF covering Florida State, but I'll see you Saturday at the bank.
I'm shocked, Rick, that you would choose Florida State over the Jags. It's so not you.
I was told, the higher-ups just said, you have to go cover the Knowles. So I said, okay.
So with your arm twisted, you're driving over.
All right, man. See you Saturday.
All right, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah. And the best part of today was I got to do both. And, I saw the stretching and the individual drills and some stuff like that at quarter speed. And I didn't get to take in a lot of or really any team drills today at the Miller Electric Center because Jacksonville today practiced at, Florida State practiced today at the Flex Field, which is tied to Daly's. Out of everything that the Miller Electric Center did, and it's the best facility in all of sports, the only odd situation with that, in my opinion, is the Flex Field is still a really nice facility. And I was thinking the last time I was in there was after the Tedeschi Trucks concert. That's where the backstage passes went and kind of the meet and greet after the show. I don't know. Is that thing used for anything? Do you know, JJ? Do they?
I have no idea.
Does anything happen inside that Flex Field? I mean, it's a wonderful facility. They should be able to do something in there. But, it's not nearly as nice as the brand new one at the Miller Electric Center, but I would think that they'd do something in there. I don't know. But today it was used for Florida State's practice. Florida State back at it tomorrow. That'll be on the campus of UNF. All right, Jaguar fans, if you want to get in, absolutely, 641-1010 on the text line. Johnny makes an interesting point. They're probably not going to show anything with this kick drill. Some teams are going to take some chances here. I really believe that. I still think it's more of a conservative league with coaches than anything else. When we hear that a safety is coming out and kicking off. But what I'm most fascinated in is the kick team. And you have the kicker, then you have the 10 guys that are 5 yards away from the defense. How many of those players stay where they are or, dare I say, even backpedal? To try to get a good idea with the two returners as to, what is going on, who is returning the ball. And I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse here, but, imagine a lateral or something along those lines where you just work for one play all season long, where you have the perfect situation where if the ball's going to the guy to the right, he throws it to his left. And it's a deal that you work on and practice, week after week after week. And it's a one shot. You can't do it every week. But at one point in the season, you can come up with that play, and if you do it right, it could be a crystal clear opening the entire way. Even though I'm not in favor of it because I think it is a gimmick and the NFL doesn't need it, it is going to be fascinating to see how these teams. I think it'll be more conservative than we believe, and it'll be held fairly tightly, to the vest. But I still think there's going to be some that are going to take advantage of this and try to do something differently. So I agree with John, though. I don't know necessarily that that'll be the case in a preseason game coming up this Saturday between Jacksonville and Kansas City. All right, you want to comment on that? You can. The best way for you to join us is our text line. That number is 641-1010. Let me also tell you, going on right now at the Blue Crab Crab House, $1 steamed oysters. Okay? There's no place I'd rather be than right here next to JJ LaSelva in the studio. But if I could be anywhere else, it would be elbows buried into the bar at the Blue Crab Crab House. Do you realize you can get steamed oysters for $1? $1 an oyster. Open until 9 o'clock tonight on this Wednesday. It's right off of San Jose on Julington Creek Road. It is the Blue Crab Crab House.
Now, a 1010XL Summer Olympic Update brought to you by
USAPark.net Airport Parking.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games. Quincy Hall was grimacing as he made the final turn in the men's 400 meters. The Kansas City product looked like he wanted to quit, but he did quite the opposite. Hall surging past the 3 athletes in front of him, and he became the first American to win gold in that race since LaShawn Merritt in 2008.
I knew these guys were going to get out, and they're going to come for blood early. They're going to go out and who they could throw off the race. So now I have a great group of guys that I ran against, and all I had to do was just run my race, and then that was nothing more than just me trying to go hard, just harder and harder than what I'm used to doing.
Team USA women's basketball pushing past Nigeria 88-74 in the quarterfinals. With swimming superstars Katie Ledecky and Michael Phelps in the crowd, the U.S. plays Australia in the semifinals on Friday. Asia Wilson had a double-double with 20 points and 11 rebounds. With this Summer Games update, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Are you an oblivious person hogging the sidewalk like a large dying snail? Do people stuck behind you ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have tons of quality beds at every price. So anyone, even people like you, can sleep. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ballou for Shinatri Chiropractic. They've helped me get rid of my headaches and pain in my neck and back. Are you suffering from an auto accident? What about TMJ pain? Headaches associated with jaw clenching, grinding of the teeth, or stress-related disorders? Shinatri Chiropractic has a physical therapist on staff for rehabilitation, quality chiropractic care, dry needling, massage, and acupuncture. Call 743-6700 or go to ShinatriDC.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Joe C. for CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. And if your dream is to create that space where you're living large in your backyard, then you need to get with the good people at CSS. They put a gas log in our fireplace, an awesome fire pit out back where the kids can toast s'mores and we can just hang out and watch the game. It's all part of your outdoor living experience with CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
You dream it, we build it. CSS.
The 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris feature incredible athletes, and it's the third time the Olympics will be held in Paris. If you're planning to attend, USAPark.net Airport Parking salutes your support of our American athletes. So no matter where you're going, whether you're traveling to the Olympics to support our athletes or just visiting Grandma, remember to park at USAPark.net.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 7, 2007, San Francisco Giants slugger Barry Bonds hits his 756th career home run, breaking Hank Aaron's MLB record.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about letting things roll off of your back. So often we can make big deals out of things that are not really big deals. We can allow them to steal the joy of our day. But let me remind you that don't allow anyone or anything to steal the joy of today. Go out today not letting little things steal the big things that God has in store for you.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
Hey there, Weekend Warriors. It's Matt Hayes. Sick of that slice? Tired of those three putts? What if I told you your handicap isn't about your swing, it's about your weight? Why not take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with the Waco 180? We're talking 10 strokes off by August, getting your tour card by September, winning your first major. Year one. Think about it. Fame, fortune, and most important, winning $5 off your buddy because you, sir, are closest to the pin. Taking strokes off your game is just about 40 pounds away at Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken 180 does not guarantee an immediate 10 strokes off your score, receiving a tour card, or the ability to control the weather. Individual results may vary. Your newfound athleticism might cause jealousy among your foursome, leading to accusations of steroid use. Awaken is not responsible for defending your honor in the clubhouse. Awaken 180 cannot guarantee that your newfound golf prowess will lead to a sponsorship deal, but we can't not guarantee it either. Awaken 180 is not responsible for any dramatic fist pumps or unsolicited golf tips you give to strangers. Awaken 180 does not offer refunds for any lost wagers made on your improved golf game. Bet wisely, my friend. Strokes off your game by dropping pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Have you tried golfing at the improved Cimarron Golf Club? If you haven't, tell you what, you're missing out on the best deal in Jacksonville. Now, many of you have received a postcard in the mail, and of course, if you bring that with you, $45 plus tax to play. That includes a cart, lunch, and a beer at the brand new Stone Barrel Tap House. Now, go to the website, that is CimarronGolfClub.com, and sign up for the Wild One Loyalty Program. That's the Wild One Loyalty Program, and get all of these specials emailed to you from Cimarron.
PRP treatment is kind of the thing these days, and in many cases, it eliminates the need for surgery. This is Sheridan Tootin, and my experience with PRP from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has been nothing short of great. I'm really feeling much better now. Ask your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist doctor about PRP treatment.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Hayes Carline for SkyLife Elite. Are you tired of canceled flights, unruly passengers, and layovers? Call my friends at SkyLife Elite. Consider using private charter flights for your next adventure. Yes, you can afford it. Make your own schedule. Fly direct. Drive your car to Craig Airport and get directly on the plane. SkyLife Elite can make that happen. Call 490-9332. Go to flyskylife.com and find them on social media. Fly SkyLife Elite, North Florida's premier private air charter.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and summer's in full swing, and air conditioners are fully stressed. But do what I did and call the good folks at Fenwick Home Services to stay cool and comfortable all season long. Need a new AC? Fenwick has same-day estimates and next-day installations on energy-efficient systems. And your new system is backed by a warranty of up to 12 years. That's right, 12 years. Fenwick also offers same-day 24/7 service day or night, and their expert technicians will get the job done and get it done right the first time. Book online now at FenwickHomeServices.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Such a difficult decision for Doug Peterson on Saturday night. I mean, you can't play scared. You can't do it. But if your starting left guard on Saturday night is Blake Hance or Tyler Shatley, and your starting right tackle is Walker Little. And if Cam can't go, he goes to the left side. Cam did go today. Your right tackle would be Cole Van Lannon. I mean, how much do you want to risk? This is a major conversation. Obviously, Trevor wants to play. They all want to play. And, can you say to a guy, get rid of the football? Probably not, but you can diagram plays where hopefully you go to your primary target only. It's a high percentage pass play. Obviously, it's not going to be one that's long downfield. That's problematic. I mean, everyone's going to second guess. I'm not even going to bring up the possibility of something awful taking place, but just imagine the negativity that would come on the heels of something like that. Tyler Shatley's fascinating to me. If I was to project Tyler Shatley, it would sound like this. He'll be cut. He won't make the 53. But if you drop 10 grand in front of me and said, will he be playing this year for the Jacksonville Jaguars? Not dressed, playing. I would say yes. There's a real good shot this year that you see Tyler Shatley, even though he gets cut, playing either left guard or right guard for the Jaguars at some point during the regular season. It's crazy how it is. But I think that is a real solid possibility. Ryan Nielsen said, quote, the depth chart is etched in sand. End of quote. After yesterday's shocking defensive depth chart. Sand, by the way. I mean, useless at so many fronts. You can't grow food in the sand, right? Sand at the beach is like the greatest thing. You can get sand in parts of your body that are unthinkable, yet it's slightly annoying but enjoyable, right? And then sand can be the worst possible thing that you ever have after you chunk one on the golf course and you leave a divot and you go to the golf cart and take out the sand and fill up the hole. It's like it automatically becomes like your worst enemy. And by the way, for you folks out there that don't fill your divots or fix the marks on the green, you're a total jackass. I don't care if you play at the most exclusive private club or you play on a prairie, okay? Show some decency, just a little bit of respect. It takes no effort. Fill your divots. Be respectful to others who play this great game, even if you're a weekend hack. Let's go out and do that. I tell you what else sand is that's the Sandman, one of the most underrated songs of all time, in my opinion, from America. I understand you've been running from the man who goes by the name of the Sandman. He flies the sky like an eagle in the eye of a hurricane that's abandoned. All right? Kind of the pre-chorus with, funny, I've been here. Oh, excuse me, funny, I've been there and you've been here. We ain't had no time to drink that beer. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Starts off kind of slow, setting the mood.
Ain't it foggy outside?
Put America in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Just do it.
All the planes have been.
Fill your divots, folks.
Ain't the fire inside?
It's easy. We love sand for that reason. All right, here we go. They're going to meet for a beer, hopefully.
Funny, I've been there. You've been here. We ain't had no time to drink that beer.
Here comes the Sandman.
I understand you've been running from a man that goes by the name of the Sandman. He flies the sky like an eagle in the eye of a hurricane that's abandoned.
JJ, I'd love to tell you I'm going to go home tonight and reach for something and kind of stare at the stars, but I got an early morning practice again tomorrow. with the alma mater. I just can't do that.
That's a shame because I was just thinking, wow, I've never heard this. I would love to listen to this whole thing doing exactly what you're saying.
It really is a good tune.
Yeah.
And it's an underrated. I don't know if I would call it a deep cut. It got some play. I don't know if it charted back in the late 70s for the. Some would consider them a folk band. I just think they're great soft rock, that being America. Let's get to Ryan Nielsen. What he says here is really important, and I'm glad he says it because it's going to allow me to offer up a little bit more in what I've said. But this was earlier today, Jacksonville's defensive coordinator on some young defensive backs.
Sure, that's a product of, they're making the most out of their opportunities. We have some good depth, at that position, really all positions on defense, and they've played all over. And one of the cool things is it's against all three quarterbacks, different wideouts. And we just continue to keep pushing them, and their confidence is growing. One of the things, our installation is slowed down a little bit. So mentally, it's the same, same as over and over and over again. We're getting to the part of camp where they're doing the same thing, multiple times. And it's a little bit what you're seeing.
All right, that was Ryan Nielsen talking about second-year defensive back Christian Braswell, who's been really, really good. Had another good day today. Also talking about, the fifth-round draft pick in DeAndre Prince. He's kind of a bubble guy. For the record, I'm keeping him. He's flashed at times. I think he's got a lot of potential. I'd like to see a little bit more in the run. Maybe we'll see that on Saturday, and maybe we'll see that next week in those two practices against Tampa. As I said, I really noticed it before pads went on. Looked like he had the juice. Looked like he had the football instincts. I just haven't really seen him be all that physical sense. Doesn't mean he's not. I just haven't seen it. And again, you're watching 90 guys out there. But Braswell absolutely is a part of this. There's no doubt. I hope Prince is. I think he's a part of it. And, we'll see what they end up doing here roster-wise. But I really think he's got an opportunity. It's a great point that was made by Ryan Nielsen here. I get so many questions daily, starter, second team. And we always give you the disclaimer. It's because we respect the process. More than anything, I respect the Jaguars' public relations staff because it's such a good staff. I'm kind of tempted to say something about I had a conversation with a couple of guys today. I'm kind of tempted to say something about PR and SID with the alma mater, but I won't. I'm not going to make any friends by doing so. So I'll just.
You're already on the naughty step.
I'll just shut up. But let me tell you that with the Jaguars, it's totally different. Okay, I mean these are really good human beings. Okay, that work hard daily to make our job better, and they do it with it. If you're in this business, you should have a smile on your face. You should be a people's person. That's your job. And not everyone gets it. The folks, and I'm not saying this to try to kiss ass. I don't say anything to try to kiss ass. I'm saying this because I'm an honest person. They are good folks. All right? And I honestly believe that. But when I give you the disclaimer, it's not because, oh boy, Trent Baalke's going to get mad at me if I said this guy's a starter and he's not, or Doug Peterson's going to get. No, it's about a respect for those who are with public relations who say to us, here are the guidelines. You can do this, you can't do that. So I always abide by those rules, and I have forever. But it's been really interesting, and Ryan Nielsen just mentioned it. I'm glad he mentioned it because when I get these questions, who's the starter at nickel, who's the starter at safety, there's been such a rotation process on offense and defense that's why I was kind of begging for a depth chart because they have been interchangeable so many different times where you just can't, okay, you know who the starting offensive line is. Some of it is a given. but where there are battles competition-wise, and, for instance, the interior defensive line is going to rotate quite a bit. Your offensive line doesn't rotate. Your wide receivers rotate. Your defensive backs rotate. Your linebackers can change, especially under this new scheme where Ryan Nielsen wants linebackers to be able to do multiple things. I'm glad Ryan Nielsen mentioned that when he was talking about Christian Braswell and he was talking about DeAndre Prince. They've faced Trevor, Mac, and CJ. And they faced every single one of these wide receivers. It's not just, okay, Tyson Campbell's going every rep against Christian Kirk. Ronald Darby's going every rep against Brian Thomas. No. As a matter of fact, one of the best battles in camp through 2 weeks has been the two Christians. Christian Kirk, Christian Braswell. They've had some sensational one-on-ones. And as well in team drills, 7-on-7 and 11-on-11. So I really appreciate Ryan Nielsen coming out and saying that. Where are we as far as time and breaks?
We need one more.
Okay.
Right about now.
All right, why don't we do that? Why don't we take
I love that.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's take our final one of the night. I am already excited about tomorrow. I mean, here it is, a Wednesday night in Duval. We got tomorrow. We got the Jaguars' final practice before their matchup Saturday night. We got Florida State in town tomorrow on campus, the University of North Florida. So all of that coming up on Thursday. I'm with you tonight along with JJ up until 8.
You ever have that feeling
1010XL.
where you're not sure if you're awake or still dreaming?
All the time. 1010XL.
I thought it wasn't real. Your mind makes it real.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Ever wonder how you can transform your living spaces into captivating works of art? At First Coast Lighting and Fans, they offer a huge selection of high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness. Visit their showroom on Phillips Highway at the Avenues and step into a world of quality without compromise. Discover the difference that locally owned expertise makes and let them help you experience the transformation from average to extraordinary. At First Coast Lighting and Fans.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
For all your plumbing needs, call on the Bold City's best.
The water heater's broken, disposal doesn't work. Toilet's overflowing, the wife's going berserk. There's water all around me, the faucet sprung a leak. The only way to fix it is to call on Roland Reach, 'cause I got the blues. Yeah.
Roland Reach Plumbing. Lose the bad plumbing blues and find your peace with Roland Reach.
Yeah.
We will be perfect.
Training camp.
You drop a pass, you run a mile.
Nobody covers camp like 1010XL. Get daily training camp coverage brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing and Kingfish Pest Control.
Perfection
on 1010XL.
Certainly facing challenging economic times. I can't speak for all of us, but for me, comforting to know my money is in good hands with ITP Partners. Ticket here for ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. I'll admit it, I don't understand a ton about the economy. Higher interest rates, 401ks, but I do know as I move closer to retirement, I continue to watch my money grow. Thanks to Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, and Reed Wingate. Get in the game, guys. ITP Partners, always there to help. For more info, Chris at ITPPartners.com or call 904-312-9751.
Hey, David again with Royal Pest Services. TAP Insulation stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Keep your home cool, noise out, and pests dead. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free inspection.
RJ Saunders here, sports lovers. I recently took a tip from Frank Frangie when I needed to send flowers to my mother. Frank told me that Kuhn Flowers is the only florist he ever uses. So that's what I do now. I use Kuhn Flowers. Find them online at kuhnflowers.com.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows and $2.95.
We love talking sports on 1010XL, and I9 Sports loves giving kids the perfect way to grow up playing sports. Fall and winter registration is underway. Log on to i9sports.com and see all they've got to offer. Kids 3 and up. You can enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Year-round sports all across the First Coast. St. John's, Duval, and Clay. Sign up now for fall and winter. Great locations added like Fort Family Field, Westside Middle, and Duval Charter Bay Meadows. It's all online at i9sports.com.
Mia here, and we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino? Canceled because real life came calling. MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. The live casino is so easy to use. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in the palm of your hands and you don't even need to wear pants. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. A revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. Sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win, only with MyBookie.
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
Wondering what you're going to do for dinner tonight? Southern Steer Butcher is a full-service butcher that offers take-and-bake side options that are oven-ready.
Now open in Ortega. For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Well, today was wonderful. It really was. Middle of the week, but it was the first time that I can ever say that I covered over an hour of a Jaguars practice, then more than 2+ hours of a Florida State practice. That was the deal. The Jaguars at 8:30 get underway this morning. Florida State did so around 9:50, and Jacksonville was outdoors at the Miller Electric Center. Florida State went indoors over at the Flex Field, which is tied right into to Daly's place, and thought it was a good day for Florida State. It was a very physical day for Florida State. Yeah, the defense is ahead of the offense. I think that this defense has a chance to be better than last year's defense. The only thing that would concern me on the defensive side, you lost 2 really good linebackers. Reportedly, Kalen DeLoach is having a great camp so far for Tampa Bay. We'll get an opportunity to see him next week when the Bucs come in here to practice against the Jaguars. And Tatum Bethune just made play after play after play. I didn't see Lundy out there. Again, I'm not allowed to talk about injuries or things along those lines. I'll just say I didn't see him out there. But I am a little bit concerned about linebacker. And again, for the most part, Florida State runs a 4-2-5. So you're talking about 2 linebackers. The one who stood out for me was Cam Riley. But their secondary is loaded. Their defensive line is just lit. Their passing offense is going to be a work in progress, and I'm still waiting, like I think all Florida State fans are, for a wide receiver to emerge. Malik Benson looked really good today. Outside of that, really didn't see anything. Jaylen Brown a little bit. You know, I've heard a lot about this true freshman who's had a great camp. Elijah Moore, he had 3 drops today. I voiced my opinion on these fifth-year seniors. I just don't see it. Akeem Williams was another guy, much like Lundy. I didn't see him. I did see Williams. He just wasn't taking part in anything. So tomorrow the practice does go outdoors, and it'll be on the campus of UNF, day 2 of Florida State here in Duval.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
All right, Hacker Nation is here. I saw you early in the morning, but I missed, unfortunately, all Jaguars teamwork as I slid next door to watch Florida State.
Yeah, it was a busy day down in that area. I know you guys were in the what do they call that thing now? The Flex Field?
Flex Field, yeah.
And we were at the Miller Electric Center for the Jaguars. So a lot of fun. And look, the Jaguars full pads today. 3 days before a preseason game. I thought that was interesting. I guess Andy Reid came out and said the starters for Kansas City, you're going to get a quarter on Saturday night. So we'll see Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and the crew for probably a series or 2 on Saturday.
Have you had an opportunity really to think about what do you do Saturday night with Trevor and then weigh, I know Cam returned today, but weigh Cam, Ezra, and Anton, and do all 3 play? Do one of the 3, 2 to 3 play? And how much would that change your thinking on playing, Lawrence?
I asked Doug Peterson that exact question on Monday, I guess it was, and he said he still feels good about the offensive line. It sounded like to me at the time that Ezra Cleveland's going to be the only guy that's going to miss the game. They're going to be very patient with him. I guess it's a heel injury is what Doug Peterson said. Cam has returned to practice. I did not see Anton out there today. He's still in the protocol. Assuming he gets cleared tomorrow, I guess he would play on Saturday. But no, I mean, that's tricky. I mean, if you're without 2/5 of your starting offensive line, to put Trevor Lawrence back there is an interesting call, but I don't think he'll be in more than a series or 2.
Yeah, it's you can't play scared. You can't play wondering about a hit. You got to trust your lineman. But can you just imagine what the outcry would be if it's Cole Van Lanen and Tyler Shatley or whatever, and he goes down?
Well, it'd be a catastrophe. But the flip side of that, other than Christian Kirk, you got almost a brand new wide receiver room. You got to get some timing with Brian Thomas and Gabe Davis and Devin Duvernay before the season starts. So I understand wanting to get some work in the preseason if you're Doug Peterson.
What's coming up?
Yeah, there's a lot. We're going to get into the Jaguars. Obviously, Terrell Edmonds was my one-on-one conversation down there. That's an interesting story. Edmonds and Adrian Amos, 2 safeties that have been brought in the last 2 months or so, combined 200 starts in the NFL. Yet both guys are battling, right, for roster spots. Probably dark horses at best. But Terrell Edmonds had some really good stuff, former first-round pick of Pittsburgh. I had him compare Mike Tomlin to Doug Peterson. I think people will be really interested in that. And then Jason Cole. He's covered the NFL for years. I know you know him very well, longtime Pro Football Hall of Fame voter. He'll join me to talk Jaguars and the rest of the AFC South.
All right, have a lot of fun.
Thanks, Rick.
It's coming up right now. That's Hacker Nation right here on your home of the Jags. That's going to do it. Thank you to John Osher, senior writer, Jaguars.com. Thank you to JJ LaSelva. I never check the text line now if the show is over, but you can always get me on Twitter or X. Okay? That is Ballou1010XL. Tomorrow night, Niall Lawrence Stample. He was out there today, former Noel. He'll be out there tomorrow. He'll join us to talk Florida State. I'll also have a full report on the Jaguars coming up on Thursday as well. It's great to have you with us. My name is Rick Ballou. We'll talk Thursday at 6